It's almost midnight, if I recall. Um, do people want to set up camp then, or do they want
Yeah.
to push through?
I think we're probably gonna set
We
up camp.
rest.
Yeah.
We put up a
Tiny hut, have the
tiny
horses.
hut.
The horses have to be on the outside, and I guess we take our
Oh,
rest order.
this was important that I don't know if was mentioned. Uh, the two sick horses are no longer
Yes,
with
I
the
did
party.
mention that.
Yep. I
Oh,
know
I
they
must
That
got
have
was
missed
told
that.
off.
that was the first thing that I had said. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn,
Did we
not
did we
paying
s-
attention.
did we split the money for that
Uh,
sale?
We did.
we did, and I think
Okay,
he added the money already
I
too.
think I put it in.
Yeah.
sounds good. All right. Did Lance get it too?
I think so.
Nice. Okay. Then we long rest.
How much
Well-
should I have gotten for that? Because I can.
I think we
It
all
was like
got.
10 gold after we split with the party. I think
Uh,
wasn't it?
Yeah,
I thought it was
something like
15.
that. 10 or 15 each.
I'm pretty sure it was 15 because I remember saying I'm giving Sterling 5 extra gold from my gold, so I only had 10, and he got 20.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just because he did the talking to convince the dude.
He's a persuasive.
Little robot.
Yes,
uh,
I'm
Or
a
big robot, I
Or a
guess.
persuasive, or a persuasive tin can.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So we doing our same watch order.
Yes, the one that I've posted a little bit above,
Perfect.
I think. That's pretty
Yep,
much gonna
good,
be our like
perfect.
set in place watch order. That way we don't fight or spending
Yes.
10 minutes
Yep.
talking about the watch.
Yep.
So we're going
the
to use
one and
our
done.
standard watch order, and
So I
then
go first.
yep, and then like all rest, everyone knows what they got to roll. We kind of just did this, but they can go ahead and do that whatever they wanted to do again.
Last time you made us roll a d4. Is that what we're supposed to do, or is it was roll like this a perception or something?
I thought it was perception normally.
Yeah, I thought it was like just to
I had
perceive
a D.
the boulder on the
I
hill.
have a D.
But I thought you normally roll perception
Last
checks for
time you
rest
did
to
have
see if
us roll a
anything happens.
d4.
Don't know why I did this.
All right, should we roll a perception?
There must have
or
been a
a
reason.
watch?
But
I think it's normally perception, but I could be
Mhm.
wrong.
and as everyone goes, yes, you may roll perception in order. That's
All right,
correct.
I'm
Shit, I
first.
guess.
And I'm pretty
For
sure
me,
Sterling is also
Sterling.
watching with you.
Yes, Sterling rolls every time. Oh, he beat me. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then who's next after Sterling?
Me
Okay.
was I'm looking for. I almost clicked performance. I am guidancing myself because I always do that.
And then does Sterling roll again? Because he rolls
Yes.
like 3
Yes.
times.
His roll
he
every
he
time.
literally watches every single watch.
And then do I go or does Sterling go again
The
when I
last
go?
two is both of you.
You can go first.
Twice.
You know, it's based on my rolls.
He just wants to outroll all of us. Anyway, you got to do it a fourth time apparently.
Oh, I gotta do it again? But I did
You
do
both
it 4
do.
times. Oh,
I
I
have to
didn't
do it
it
again,
4 times.
No.
okay.
One,
Right.
two. That's 3 watches. We
Yeah, I
still
didn't
have
do it.
one more watch.
I mean, at this
Which
point, I
we
would be
both
awake.
do. Yeah, I do
so
it
I can
twice.
technically do
Yeah,
it too.
yeah. Oof.
No.
Not great. You got the same exact score that I got the first time.
Well, I thought we were doing 2-hour watch shifts, so that would be. You would have only slept for 2 4, and this would be the last watch that you would sleep for the 6 hours.
No, I only need 4.
I'm talking to Setior.
Oh.
Wait, what? I already wrote down how it goes last time.
Oh my god, please no fighting, please.
The
That-
order works. It's
This is how
functional.
we just
Even
did
if it's
it.
not perfect, maybe someone gets some extra sleep or somebody's a little light. Functionally, it's fine.
It's fine. I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with this again, please.
This is the order.
I should have asked, is there any way in particular people like to set up camp besides the hut? Do you just go slightly off the road? Do you
Oh yeah, it'd be off the
try
road
and
for sure.
hide in the woods or
Uh,
something?
It's mostly for the horses, because where we can do it like on the side of a cliff and we'll be comfortable, but
Mhm.
it's mostly for the horses, so they're mostly like comfortable but also hidden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Actually,
Hmm?
towards the end of the night, um, Ash or Lance believes he sees something. Just off in the corner. Almost like a lurking figure. Doesn't say much about it until Sterling sees something very similar a few hours later.
Hmm.
To keep in mind, this is right before dawn.
Let the morning sun set him ablaze.
Is that you saying you're gonna wait it out?
Yes.
Yes.
The night passes. Everybody wakes up. No figure around can be spotted.
Huh.
It's probably the Hat Man or something.
Another
Much
ambush
benefit.
lies in wait.
Whatever the Hat Man means. Okay.
You know what a sleep paralysis demon is?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what the Hat Man is.
Oh, I see.
Except he wears a hat.
Ah.
I guess.
Should we
can-
keep going?
Yeah, I was
Yes,
about to
we
ask
should.
Yep.
Another. Well, we won't even make it to the Vatican, I don't think. Actually, no. If it's travel 8 hours, we'll make it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you travel 8 hours, you'll be right at the cusp of Vatican territory.
1 hour out, I will message the guy as I was instructed.
Just a simple, we're on our way, almost there.
Was it biking?
Message who's Paladin Lance? Oh wait. Wait. That is Lance.
Paladin Lance is
Wait, what?
Lance.
Paladin
Wait,
Lance
what?
has
No.
Cress at the ready. Message them. Who's them? I'm assuming that's not Lance when you're
Biking?
an hour out from Vatican.
I'm so confused.
Was it brother?
What?
It was the person that you know in the Vatican.
Oh, okay. Then it'll be Bishop Babel.
Yeah.
Why
Rachel.
me? Why Lance? I'm very confused.
No, it just said Lance has Cress, which I guess is
It was to tell us to
symbol
show
for
them the
your
crest
identity.
as we approach. And make sure you have that at
Oh.
the ready.
Okay.
It's like
Yep.
flashing your badge to prove you're a cop and not a fake.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You send the message, and he's like, "All right, we'll have a patrol ready to take you in." Takes another hour to get there.
As
Come
we approach,
to
I have my badge visible so people can see it.
You come to this. Not where I wanted that to go. All of a sudden, roll 20s is not being my friend. Okay, you come across the large city. The walls open up as they spot your badge. No need to announce yourselves as before, since you already sent message ahead. Wherein, they take you through standard policy. They check the first three of you. Has free roam of all grounds. The next two, both Sterling and
Yeah.
Pierre, have given a certain degree of oath to respect the grounds, and they're given access to the lower levels. But they do ask Setior. We've had some contacts with you before, but our records show you haven't actually confirmed any protections, made sure that you're being forward with us. We trust you with this group, but we were hoping to make sure you understand how things in the city works.
How does it work?
We
I'd
have
like to know.
we have limited areas for standard people, but to even enter past much farther than the main gates, we do need a certain degree of oath from you. The oath is pretty straightforward. You just essentially promise that you're not going to harm the Vatican. Um, while you're in these walls, you're going to be respectful, um, not do anything crude.
All right, yeah. I intend to speak with them, discuss various things, and even if we have disagreements, we will settle it like mature grown-ups.
He puts his hand on your shoulder, and you feel warm as he asks, "Do I have your word?"
Yes. Did he tell the truth me?
Is that honest and completely true? If not, give a deception check. Otherwise,
Deception check. Let's go. Oh.
Are you seriously doing? Are you seriously? Oh my god.
there is a vague warmth in the air. If the others would like, they can give me a history check.
Oh,
But
History check, huh?
Lance
yeah, I
can do
gotta
that
get history.
advantage.
Cool. Lance can do that advantage. So sweet.
I do a history check.
You could do a history check, I guess. It's not going to
Sure.
be as helpful for you. You're going to get different information.
Okay. Well,
Everybody is higher than me, but I have the higher modifier.
Lance and Sterling remember that normally this process is a little bit more. Well, actually, everybody knows that normally an oath like this is a little bit more serious. Like they take you to a side room, they bring in some small artifacts, some pretty serious things happen. Sterling and Lance remember that like the room will literally glow with light to make sure this pact is kept. Um, it, they didn't do that this time. Something slightly different. Said you obviously didn't glow. The paladin looks down at him, nods his head, and lets him into these lower floors, just like the rest of you.
Can I tell his rank?
You don't see any memorable symbols, so it's not, because he's wearing armor, it's not hard to assume that he's just a knight.
Okay. You probably need better security in this place.
And then the plan was to go see Bishop Babel.
Yep, he's the most high-ranking guy I know in
Kind
the
of
church.
interesting. Like, as we're walking, Lance will kind of look towards Sterling and be like, kind of interesting that they didn't do the full pomp and circumstance for Setier.
Well, I mean, they could be short on staff, or they could trust us so much that they're willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know.
I don't know. Something feels fishy about it, and I don't know if I like it. We should stay alert and stay on guard. I don't know what could happen.
Don't you work here? Why would you be so suspicious of this place?
Just because they didn't give the full like deal and like they just like believed him right off the bat, that's not normal.
I get what you're saying, but like, he is a bard.
I just something just feels off to me, and I don't know what it is yet. And I keep
Let
walking.
us keep moving.
Precisely.
Yes, let us keep moving.
We let in, or are
Um,
we just walking in?
You know, to some extent, you are definitely being watched, but you're not properly led in. To some extent, Lance is kind of considered your guide in the area.
Okay. Did we get any information from Bishop Babel of like where to meet?
Didn't he say he was
He
gonna
has
have
an
a
office,
patrol
which
meet us or something?
um, you
Yeah.
noticed that the front gate had more soldiers than normal. That's what he meant by a proper patrol.
Ah,
Making
okay.
sure it was just you who was coming in. Um,
So
uh,
heavily guarded.
I don't believe Steadier's ever been to his office or really too far into any of here, but everyone else has. It's not very far into the city. Usually some of the older bishops might have a position in the higher levels of the city, but most of them will be down here in some form of tower, or depending on what their focus is, maybe cathedral or something like that. Um, but he has a relatively standard office. Um, uh, doesn't take long to follow down the streets, make your way to his place. I'm assuming you'll knock on the door.
Yeah, I'll give it
Mm-hmm.
a polite knock.
Also, the person that me, Sterling, and Lance actually met when we came here, wasn't it Brother Bikane or something? Wasn't it like an orc dude?
It was.
I think I'm wrong, but I believe you've met both of them.
Well, yeah, we met.
No,
We
I don't.
met. We did meet Babel,
Maybe
but we
maybe
didn't meet
Sterling
him.
didn't. But
We did meet Babel, but we didn't meet him in the Vatican.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wasn't the first time we met him when we were transferring the beast?
Chimera
Yep.
thing. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Lance would probably be the only one
yes.
who would know that.
Probably, right?
Any form of like properly knowing someone, yes. Like you're all technically acquaintances, but Lance like knows them. They're kind of like your boss's boss.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So then to retract half a step, Lance knows these lower offices and how they work. You've all been to other offices besides Sedier, been to other offices here. And the more standardized office structure that the knights use versus clerics. As you knock on the door, it takes about a half second before a larger man with almost orange colored skin opens the door and says, welcome in, welcome in. As brings you each into the room.
All right, I guess I'll start speaking. What's up, dude?
Who's in the room?
Um, Noticeably, there is one other knight in the corner, and of course, um, um, sitting down in a nicer chair. I guess. There's a few chairs on the side walls if people would like to sit, but the knights are standing. I assume you have a report.
Yes, we do.
In certain times, it's important to try and get a report as quickly as we can. Please display it quickly, and then we can talk about any other information that you need to know.
So Lance, will quickly go over everything that has happened in important, making sure not to leave out anything important, but
Yep.
leave out anything that he deems is not useful or not important.
Give me 3 examples of important things and 3 examples of unimportant things.
I can give you one of an important
Okay,
thing.
an important thing is
The Salud guy, or not? Is it Salud or Sal? Whatever one is the one that has the
Sal?
mayor that has casted the
That's
level
Sal.
9
Yep,
charm
Sal,
spell.
the mayor of Sal is important. Wizard Tower, I don't think is very important.
I'd say the main 3 things that were important is the worm infestation that we obliterated, the chimera that we subdued,
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't know if necessarily the
the mayor
chimera
and
as much as that thorn crown.
that was one of the missions that we were. That was one of the missions we were assigned. Of
so
course, it's
Yes,
gonna be
but
the
important.
mayor
they
for
already know
sure.
about that. But that's the
Yeah,
thing, they
the
already
mayor
know.
for sure.
They already got the chimera in that. What is more important, I feel like, is the Crown of Thorns magic item that we found that allows somebody to
Oh, that's a good
cast a
point.
level 10 spell.
That is a good
Yeah.
point. I almost
Well,
forgot
okay,
about that.
hang on. The Crown of Thorns, the mayor, what else?
Do they actually? Have we told
And I'd
about
say
them
probably
about the worm
those.
infestation?
I'd say probably the worm infestation because it is a part of the mayor situation potentially. Actually, not potentially. Didn't
I
we find
agree.
out that it was his research?
Yeah, I
It
believe
is.
the writing style was incredibly similar.
So I'd say that's also a
Mm.
part of that.
All right, I need
Basically,
I need two more things that you consider not really important.
Not really important. I would
tavern.
say the
Outside of the
tavern doesn't
outside
really
of the
matter.
outside of the dead body that we found there, that was of a professor, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the tavern doesn't matter. The
portal
horses that we
inside-
stole doesn't matter.
What about the portal inside of the wizard tower that we spent
Doesn't-
like
Doesn't matter that much.
It doesn't
20
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah, there's more minutia in between all of that. So I might assume some things and that are wrong. So if I make a bad assumption, let me know. But I'm going to assume that they know pretty much everything important, excluding Wizard Tower stuff, and the stray details from the tavern, just mostly the basement stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we're hiding the note we found in the sewers about the worms.
Well, at least it's more so.
I was not under the impression that we were hiding that.
No,
It's
the
more
notes.
so we will say that the worms were related to him, and we won't say that. We don't have to say we found that in the sewer. We found a note in his tower.
Yeah, we found evidence in his tower that he was doing these experiments.
Yeah.
But we
we
won't
couldn't bring him
review
back.
that we found a notebook with the details of that experiment, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if they want more details on other experiments that Wizards conducted, they would be left in the tower, and we couldn't bring it out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically what Lance tells him.
Who are we speaking with? Is it Babel? Is he in front of us?
Yes.
Babel is in the office with two other knights.
I just want to know if is he the right person to speak to? I figured it'd be the one who gave the quest, but I wasn't around when that happened.
The one who gave the quest was a worker of
It's
Babel.
Brother by Kane.
Oh, okay.
Brother Viking. Yes.
Okay.
I just tell Babel what basically we just discussed, that we're telling him. What we're not telling him is yeah, basically that's what Lance does.
Alright. Glad we got a report relatively efficiently. Now that we've gotten those meat and potatoes out of the way, I want to introduce you to High Knight Gray and High Knight Nook. These were the people who were originally scouting for these quests that you went on. Their information was on the lighter side of Sal. If you plan on returning, they will be following with you to Sal. If not, they will be heading out on their own. I want to know, what are your plans going forward?
I'd like to go back to Sal.
I want to know.
I don't truly know if we can do anything in Sal. Because
that charm spell's pretty powerful.
Yeah, that spell's really powerful, and I don't know if there's any I don't think any of us have magic strong enough to dispel something like that.
As much as I'd like to say you guys are real downers and we could totally do it, I do agree. We need some help.
Well, I actually,
Definitely.
well, since we told you everything we learned and discovered, I want to know some. I have questions I want to answered, if possible. So, you said your High Knights, Gray and Nock, they're heading to Sal, and what is their plan? What is your plan for Sal after learning what we learned?
To some degree, they plan on confirming the information you've brought to us. In previous messages, we've heard that something was definitely off, and you've given us a little bit more information on that. Definitely on the perturbing side. We want them from there to, well, make the executive decisions if there's no one else around to First, they're going to do some basic testing. Nott's actually a major component of the research division, who's almost a cleric there. As he picks up a little bit more information for us from there, then we will communicate with other research departments. If the magic is truly this powerful, we might be able to track down some artifacts or something else to assist, or perhaps send in a more proper military task force to try and counter some of this magic.
Pia did cast
We've
Identify, so he knows pretty much everything about it, doesn't he? Yeah,
Everything
Pia.
on the magical
Yeah,
strict side of it, yeah.
and that's what Pia would be relaying to them is about all that magic and how powerful it is and everything. And
so
how
keep in
it's
mind, right? Sal
contagious.
had a church presence, and they're no longer there, right? So you also are aware of what happened at the tavern
There was a pretty
of
big
this
battle at that town too.
ritual. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, a battle, and then at a different tavern there's a ritual, many killing, like murders, sacrifices. I imagine those that fought at Sal, that I'm assuming most of them died, but those that were still alive, I imagine were also sacrificed, kind of like those at the tavern.
Or they were
I know
just
the body we
brainwashed.
found. Sure, yeah. I guess he does need people for something as a part of that. What the wizard's magic? He needs a certain number of
The
followers.
more people he has, it seems like the better it can spread. So maybe he just whatever ones he captured alive, he did the spell on them, and then it slowly spread out throughout the town. Well, not slowly; it probably spread out pretty quickly.
I mean, we met this quote unquote mayor, and
Kind of,
they
yes.
probably have like huge plans, and they have
Well, we didn't
if
really
they
meet them. We just sort of like watched them talk.
well, basically we were able to confirm that they were likely the caster of this powerful magic, and it's very possible that they are the wizard themselves or some sort of, I don't know, reincarnation, or like, what do you call those, mirror bodies,
Homunculus.
Simulacrums.
simulacrums, yeah, right. Either way, he's there. We confirmed it. He's very powerful, has lots of knowledge, has done lots of research, and we've given like pointers of what kind of stuff they've done. You are missing church members, and all you're doing is sending a couple people to confirm. Like, I guess that is valid, but I feel like bigger action needs to be taken.
The other thing is, like I said, it is contagious. The moment you get anywhere near one of the people that are living there, you're just gonna get infected with it, and you're gonna see everything through pretty much the tinted lens, I suppose.
Even if your couple of high knights can bypass this sort of infection, like, I don't know if they can deal with the source itself, and whatever deeper and bigger things they uncover below it. I don't know if they can be enough for what's down there.
You make good points, but I think you even made my point yourself. Um, to some degree, the most of you seem to be mercenaries, at least for our functions. Um, and we can only trust so much on what you say when you say there's something this grand. Um, so we are sending people that we know are experienced in magics to double check your work, come back, and then pursue these grander, um, more developed concepts.
But here's the
Hopefully, we'll have
here's
to
the
send in some
question
form
though.
of. Go ahead.
Why don't you trust me? I'm a
Uh,
paladin for the church, am I not?
I trust you very much. You've proven your worth in multiple steps so far. This is great bounds if everything turns out to be accurate. But what you're talking is, at best case scenario, illusionary magic, which is going to disturb how you interpret things. And at least at the current stages, you do seem to have a sizable amount of skill compared to some of our newer paladins. But the last time we sent you out, we hadn't seen enough to confirm or deny. And when a lot of this information is coming from your allies here, especially the more magical information via things like identify and other forms, we don't know what is fully true. A second pair of eyes has hurt no one. Just like you, our knights here have the ability to send messages relatively quickly. If what you say is true to the full extent, we will have some form of, depending on how controlled these people are, military armada to send in, or, as I said, look for some form of artifact to try and cancel out this magic.
I mean,
Um,
as long as you're
you,
isolated from the people, you can get away from the magic. But you have to be isolated for like 24 hours or something like that. Or 8 hours, I don't remember the exact amount
It
of
was
time.
20.
But
I'm
I'm
pretty sure
pretty
it's
sure it was
24.
24. You have to be away from them by a decent distance for it to be canceled out.
now, reminder, you, a group of 4, had managed to do it, and I believe you said with some refugees as well.
I was
Um,
one person, and the main reason why we were able to do it is because we had our friend here has a tiny hut which blocks everything from getting into it.
What happened to the guard that we
which
saved?
That's a
They
good
was
question
supposed
for a
to be
different
heading
time.
to the Vatican with the guy who brought us our horse.
Yeah, did they ever make it back? Did they ever
mm,
make it here?
we did end up getting them here briefly before we tried to send them back into civilization via Salud. We gave them a little bit of resources, but additionally, um, you have proven as a group that you can do this with a relatively simple spell. Um, so as long as we can use that spell, we're not too far off from individual safety. Um, and there was nothing that stopped you from casting the spell, was there?
Not that we really noticed. I didn't notice anything stopping spells.
So if you come in
Don't
with
think.
suspicion, they can't kill your suspicion. Um,
It
now,
sounded like they wanted more people to sort of join them,
Mm-hmm.
get them all kind of infected by this spell. We noticed the spell, we noticed our infection, and we were able to also notice it fade after a day. So we were able to learn quite a bit about how it affects us. Um, so there is that, but there could be other magics we did not get
Yes.
affected by that was involved, and it could be worse. Who knows? Also, did you hear anything about the guard's story? Because I'm assuming they were there for quite some time, and he would know what happened to the people there, the church, maybe the battles that happened. I'm not sure what he knew after he was sort of awakened.
so from what we got from him was, to our understanding, relatively similar to yours. His time under wasn't very memorable. Uh, to some degree, he really remembers the before and after more than anything else, with just glimpses. He is in communication with a cleric that I believe you all met in Salud. Um, so if he remembers anything else, he's going to let us know. But a lot of these magics will steal memories forever. Um, now, I'm saying this earlier, but you are all experienced in this. So if you would like to go with these 2 nights, we would be very appreciative. People with an already set understanding of this. If not, we still have to do some form of acting. And if we send a military force in, for instance, right away, then who's to know how a response might come? Especially when it's still a town, they'll have visible view of most military force. If these people are under control, we don't want to harm them.
Yeah, that's a really good point. If you send a military force there, that'll just make them even more crazed, and it'll make their not fantasy, but it'll make the curse worse.
The
So we have
concern,
to
though,
The
that I also have is what if, like, we get recognized
yes, because
and
we've been there and we haven't been there for a while now. So
yeah,
we obviously weren't affected by the spell, pretty much, in their
that's my
eyes.
concern.
I
Well, we got
imagine
out of the
that
spell, so that's
you said that people from Sal were not heard from for many how long? Years?
about a month. About a month.
Oh, a month. Okay. So, assuming that Sal has a sort of uh rule, or like they have to uphold that like discreet, no one gets to leave kind of ideology. If they discover people have left and now people outside of Sal know of what's happening inside, they might raise their security. They might have some sort of change.
They might raise the spell to make it more powerful and less easy to deal with.
This is a wizard we are talking about potentially.
That
Yeah,
is
but
It's not
true,
just
yeah.
a wizard,
Wizards die to like a D4 of damage.
but he's like a wizard who, assuming he's the same one, he's been around for a long time. He's done so many research, and like like even the worms, right? That was their doing, assuming it's the same one, and that took many years of research, and that's just one of their many research experiments. So like they have a lot of knowledge.
Well, you want to know what the best thing that knowledge can't really help with? Unpredictability. If we're just too unpredictable, you won't be able to like predict around us, you know?
Yeah,
I,
but
I imagine he predicts that we'll come back. I imagine he
my
Well,
predicts the
if that's
church may send a military force,
my
and he has to
concern
answer to
is
that.
us being recognized and then like something happening to us, me, you two, gestures
Mm-hmm.
to the two knights over there. If something happens to all of us and we can't communicate back,
Because I think it also
there's a
blocked our
possibility of that
communication too.
happening.
It does block
Yeah.
communication. I've tried communicating to the Vatican from inside.
We respect those concerns, and that's why I've made it clear you don't have to go. Um, but we do have to gather information. At the end of day, we need to gather a lot of information. Because even with what you've brought us, we don't have a way to stop it immediately. So we have to hope there's information you did not gather. Hope there's more
I've
research to be done that these two could potentially do. If there is more localized research, maybe we could try things with familiars or other forms of magic. Um, there's a lot of options. If they come back and they say, yes, you are 100% correct, we will increase the resource forces exponentially. We just don't know how and when. That's why we need boots on the ground. We need somebody collecting us information.
And if they
well, I
don't
still
come
want to go
back,
back, but
I also want to go back there, but I'm just concerned about like what happens if we can't get out or like we
I've
can't
I've actually
contact back to you guys. at the
I don't
Vatican.
have a plan for that, but I do have a plan for how we could perhaps limit the maybe not to all of us, but at least limit the infection down to one of us. Have you guys ever heard of a scaled ornament?
A what?
It's an item.
What does it do?
It requires attunement, and its power varies depending on the rarity, but the base, like the lowest rarity, allows uh basically it allows you more easy time with charm skill checks or saving throws. So perhaps sending somebody in with one of those would make it easier for them to get around the charm spell, since there's so
I
much of it.
mean, I do have advantage to saving throws against being charmed.
That's even better.
I don't know that's good enough though. I feel like you need straight immunity
Yeah. I agree.
because even if you are strong and resisting, we're talking about a powerful wizard.
And
Well,
a
the cool thing
spell
about
that
this,
is pretty much 9th
Is
level,
is that
which is one
something
of
that
the
can be
strongest
like
spells you can
taught
cast.
for the like I will look at Babel and I'll be like I'll look at him and go, not for right now, but is that something that can be taught in the future in case I ever run into something like this again?
See, is that what you're asking about?
What?
Sorry, I think I lost track. What are you asking about? What can be
Oh,
taught?
I'm asking if like ways to combat like magic or like things like that.
Well, there's ways to make you better at it, but we've never
Yes.
found a way without magic to make you immune to it.
I would want to in the future learn how to be better at it in case we run into something like this again.
I don't think that there really is a way necessarily.
Like
But
most typically, it's just making you more resistant to attacks of the mind, staying wise about each and every action.
Being able to move out of the way of a fireball.
mm, but I wouldn't mind going back there. I'm just trying to think about like, you know, the whole like what if they realize, oh shit, they're back. How did they leave? The spell didn't affect them. We need to make sure it affects them this time. What do we do if that happens?
I think that's something that we'll just have to plan around when we get to it. Which is a bad thing to say, but it's just a question with too many ifs, and it's just too open of a question.
A lot of speculation there for sure.
Okay, let me ask a better question then. What is our plan? All of us, because I assume we want to go back. I look to Setier and Pierre and Sterling, and I'm like, I assume we all want to go back there, right?
Well, I want to go back.
Well, I mean, Bishop, you asked us what is our plans going forward, right? So let me tell you what our plans will be. We are interested in this city. We want, or this town. We want to find out what's happening there.
And help them
We
if
are,
we can.
yes, we want to help the
Correct.
people. We want to find out what's happening there. What happened to the people that were there? So that is what we want to do. And also now, what we also want is we want to be well equipped. Think of it as, I don't know, our reward for completing all these missions that you tasked us. Equip us to, I guess, resist magic and fight against this potentially very powerful evil wizard, and we can go. That will be our plan. Equip us and we will go.
We could definitely provide resources and the equipment facility. And you are all due some form of reward for the quests you've already provided. Now, not to throw any wrenches in your plans. We also have, as you mentioned, charm when you brought it up. Relatively good idea. We do have some research into various magic items, like your scaled ornament. That has potential to provide certain charm resistances or immunities. Um, we don't currently have any of those in our possession, especially that item in particular. Um, but I could also send you out with our research division um, to look for some of those. We have a few locations where those might be found. If that would ease some concerns. If not, I'll just gear you up and send you back to South.
I kind of just want to go back to Sal because I got questions I need answered.
Well,
Yeah, we
actually,
should. I don't know if we should waste any more time trying to wait for them to find an artifact because they want to go find the information. I want to prove to them that our information was correct. So I say we should try to get back there as soon as possible so we can show these two that our information is correct and accurate.
Yes, but we left because we didn't feel like we had enough preparations. We have done very little to prepare for this. So we'd just be going back at basically the exact same point that we left.
yeah, I'm actually the opposite. I think we should take our time, take as much time as we need to prepare arm ourselves so we can be sure that we can make a meaningful impact when we return. I don't just want to
I
go there, fall under the
Well-
influence right away, and then just become one of their puppets.
But the
I echo
concern is,
that.
though, it seemed like, but it seemed urgent. The way that the bishop was speaking, it seemed like that they were sending these people out like today.
Hold on a second. When we were there, I don't think we ever stopped and thought for a moment. We could have just busted down the door and like went ham on this dude.
It's
We could
the
have.
the dude casted a level 9 spell. Even if it wasn't
Yeah,
through his own exact methods, he's still able to cast it and use it. We are not capable of
Okay,
fighting a
so
wizard
then-
at that level.
I'm gonna ask the bishop
hold
a
on.
question. I'm gonna ask, when do you plan on sending these two gentlemen out to Sal?
Well, if you're headed there now, it makes most sense to send you all as a group. More numbers, more security. Um, if not, we were probably to send out one of them now, anyways, to do some basic research gathering, stay on the edges of town, things like that. Um, and then based on that information, we'd send out the other one for a more um, direct approach into the town.
And
Um,
if you
Now,
don't
your
get the
actions could
information,
shift some things there. Well, if we do lose a night off of, ideally it would be edge of town policies. He wouldn't be entering town too much, but if he did somehow still manage to get infected and be taken in by them, um, we'd probably, to be honest, I'd probably approach my higher ups, um, look for a little bit more information there, come back, and depending on what they say, we'd probably gather some artifacts, like I've mentioned, or a larger form of main, and try that approach. Um, at some degree, if we do send in more men, there is a number of men who you lose, at which the
mhm,
point is, even if the citizens try to defend themselves and they are not at fault, the number of lives as the big picture becomes too dangerous in which case we will use some very dangerous spells, essentially wiping it off the map.
So your idea is you want to send someone now, regardless of if we go now or not.
To collect some additional information, see what best we can get. Yes.
So I turn to the group and say, do we want to just let them send him on his own, or do we want to go with him? Do we want to convince him to, like, what do we do?
I think him going by himself is a terrible idea. But at the same
Okay,
time, I never got
so
to finish my thought. The thing where, because like I don't think we're actually afraid of like the infection itself. I think we're more afraid of the wizard who's casting 9th level spells. If that's the thing we're truly afraid of, then we just need armor that can counteract the 9th level spells he's going to be throwing.
It wouldn't just be 9th level spells. A wizard can also create elementals. Probably has some crazy monstrosities or other things that he's created. We have no idea what he is truly capable of. So it's better to make sure that we ourselves are geared
Well,
up, have
sometimes you just gotta
sufficient
burn yourself, man.
capabilities.
Sometimes you just gotta burn yourself. If we get burned, that's okay. I'm okay dying in this mission.
I'm not.
Well, I'm not.
I'm not.
And if I'm going to die in a mission, I want to be well prepared.
That's my point. I'm saying we should be prepared.
Okay. You can send your surveillance. They're alone, they're with a group, I don't know. Just do it smart. Don't be spotted. Don't make them on alert. Don't give them a reason to make, if you were to send in a military force, harder for you to, I don't know, overtake the city, whatever you wish to do.
You should probably send
But
somebody who can find familiar, and they just see through the familiar's size.
sure, anyway. We
Well,
will
fuck, I've got a familiar. Like, I've got the steed.
That's fine steed.
uh,
That's a different thing.
it's probably not good enough for what you need,
Find
but that doesn't
familiar
matter,
is
right?
different.
We're not here to survey the city. We already surveyed it in person, right? That's nothing that we're concerned about. If you, the Vatican, the Church, want to survey the city, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Just do it smart. But us, we want to prepare ourselves, arm ourselves. This research, what group you have, if they can, I don't know, help us attain these items, I don't know, figure out some armory you can access to equip ourselves,
Or
that'd be great. I
potentially
think
just
that
get
is
good
our best course of
materials.
action right now.
Or you just get the materials for me to try and craft something, maybe.
Yeah, actually, having crafting materials would be good, as this preparation stage will take some time, and so having something we could do like that meanwhile would be good.
You still got a lot of that worm flesh, right?
I think we have 7 and 7. 7
That will
medium,
need a
7
lot of holy
small.
water.
Let me double check.
Yeah, we're gonna need
If
a lot of crafting materials as well.
open.
Can we be provided this kind of stuff?
Oh, 9 small and 9 medium.
So that's like 18 holy water we need.
Potentially more. Because we also have some items in the alchemy bag that I found, the alchemy pouch.
Hmm.
As long as you avoid excessive greed, we could grant one of you access to um, the different areas of storage and armories. Um,
I mean,
they are secured areas, um, so Lancia would have free access, but the rest of you would prefer to have one at a time some form of escort.
I mean, I
Um,
probably know the most about various materials.
how much time would you be planning on staying here?
Maybe a day or two. What about you guys?
Whatever, however long it takes for us to get equipped. I don't know if you have to
Hmm.
how long it takes for you to find the items we need or create the items we need.
Creating items might take a little bit of time, but shouldn't be too long if we just focus on that.
We don't intend here to stay very long, but we don't intend to rush. I don't see any reason to. I think we
Yes.
should, or not just us, anyone who approaches Sao should be well equipped and know what to expect at the very minimum.
Um, if you wouldn't mind, it helps keep resources logged and consolidated. Um, I'll give you as a group time to make a list for any resources that you'll need, especially ones that we might not immediately have. Um, if you only plan to stay here for a weekend, if not a little bit longer, um, keep in mind the rarity of some of the items you request. Um, we do have storages of a few powerful items, but um, if we don't have them, it may take some time still. Um,
Very well. Then we will, I guess, think of what we will use that will best equip us. We'll take our time to gather it from whatever resources you can provide for us. And then once we have our list, we'll, I guess, finalize it, give it to you, a copy, and then we'll head to sell. That will be our plan.
um, Knock will, Lance likely already knows the way, but Knock will guide you all to a set of rooms you can use for the night, and for the nights to come, it seems. Um,
Is
Gives you
there a
all time to
separate
think.
room that like I would get as a paladin for the church or no?
So you technically have you have two main options. Most active duty paladins would usually spend their nights in the barracks,
Mhm.
um, which are all on this lower level of the city. Um, they're basically just a couple very big hostels.
Uh-huh.
Um, they're on the nicer side, but still kind of that hostel style, beds lined up kind of thing.
Mhm.
If you were to spend long periods of time here, you can request permanent lodging, which would be on the second, or if you are um, perhaps a brother or a bishop, the third floor of the city, um, in which there's um, finer houses that are a little bit more customized to the individual.
I'm just trying to plan ahead for like as Lance like rises the ranks, what his options are. That's even a possibility.
Like, so as a paladin, you are
Mhm.
currently a knight. Um,
Yeah.
Typically, from knight, you would become a high knight. Um, and
Mhm.
high knights are the leader of specific divisions of knights.
Mhm.
Um, the high knights all report to a brother or a sister.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and that would be your next promotion, and then the next promotion from brothers and sisters is bishops, with prelates, then high marshals, and then it's very unlikely, but then the ascendants. Um,
So, okay, so how does the promotion from knight to high knight work? Do you have to get recommended? How does that work?
so the first requirement is you have a proper division that you've been working with. your division has kind of fallen away a little bit because you were a very specialized division that wasn't very big. Um, so you were more of one of the few research divisions for paladins. Um, most research divisions were held by clerics. So you do live in kind of a middle space. Theoretically, if you could get certain members of your party ordained, or if you worked with people under Nock or other High Knights, you could become in charge of a division there. Usually it's a great deed and a recommendation. So if a brother or a bishop recognizes a great deed, um, you get promoted. Typically, a great deed is going to be something that has you've done some level of great deeds already, essentially. Um, each of these quests that you've done for the church so far is a great deed in their eyes. You just don't really have a group that you've started leading yet that is ordained.
And it's probably going to be hard to convince the group to be ordained. Okay.
Now, there's always working with others, like I said before, like Nock, some of his knights.
Okay. I think once everyone, like, I would have stayed behind while Nock went and showed the others the rooms.
Alright.
And I just, like, once you're done with them, I just wanted to ask the, like, bishop a couple questions. You can finish showing them the rooms and stuff.
For everyone else, pretty straight walk to your rooms. There is four modest rooms. They remind you of a small room at an inn, essentially, that are on their outer walls. These rooms, they have a bed, they have a bed, a desk, um, a restroom, pretty standard stuff. Is there anything any of the others want to do before we do what's this thing?
No.
What's the time of day that we arrived at? like
You would have
night?
arrived at
Oh, after evening probably.
around 5 o'clock p.m.
Uh,
Pierre would sit down, activate his item, the all-purpose tool, to give himself the first level spell of Find Familiar. And then he's gonna spend the hour ritual casting Find Familiar.
Huh?
It's gonna be an hour.
I'm gonna go to their I don't know, library, their treasury, their armory, whatever, and just kind of look up different equipment, magic items, I guess, magic equipment we can utilize to get in there, and probably like research the scaled ornament amongst other things.
Um, Places like their armory are guarded and still considered off limits to you. Parts of their library are still open, and they do have some logs of their belongings in the accessible parts of their library, but nothing um, really in the major field of directly what they have. Um, Even upon request, some of the clerics and knights are a little uneasy. I also don't have a full list of items that they would have. Um, so if there's any magic items or just items in general you want, um, just think about those, I guess.
Yeah,
I yeah.
So basically, in character, he's gonna look at their log. He's not gonna access the actual armory, but I'm sure they have they keep inventory, right? So he'll just kind
Yes.
of look at the inventory and then kind of look into what those items do. Now, out of character, I'm just gonna look up magic items I want, and then kind of
Yep.
send you the DM a list.
Sweet. And then last Sterling, what's he doing for the rest of the day, essentially?
I guess I'll just roll an athletics check.
Oh, would you
yes.
like to train with some of the, I guess the roll already, crit. Was
Oh.
gonna say you could roll with advantage if you wanted to train with the knights, but that's not needed. Um, so I'll pick that up for you. They've got some pretty solid training facilities, and Sterling takes advantage of them. Showing some real mastery, kind of outclassing some of the knights that are on the other side of some of these training spaces. Just many of them are in awe just watching Sterling perform, practice, things that to Sterling are basic technique at this point are on the complex side for many of them. Um, and unless anybody else has something on Talance?
It only takes me an hour to create the owl. Right? Yeah, Find Familiar is only an
Yeah,
hour. So how much time would I have
you
left?
get time.
Would I have enough time to do
I'll say we're gonna
jeweler stuff? Or
sure.
whatever,
I'll say
like I
we're
said?
basically running through till the end of the night.
Alright. Then
Yeah, so you can roll.
actually, do I want to do that or how close am I on? I'm gonna do Arcana.
All right.
Study the book while I'm casting the spell, studying the spell, that type of stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
And of course, I will be guidanced.
Hmm?
Another.
Oh.
2 in a row.
Okay, that's interesting. Be careful, whoever rolls next.
I should roll next. But yeah, if I spend like 2 hours researching, I have like I can take us to like 7, and then I guess until like midnight, I would work on my saves for 4 hours. Can I do that?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a saving throw, wisdom saving throw, DC 14. Let's see here.
So,
That's not bad. I made it. Let's
to double
go.
check,
Yeah.
after completing one, would it go back down to 0 out of 5, or would it go to, right? 0 out of 5?
0 out of 5.
Okay, so I am right.
I'm at 7 out of 50. Cool.
I need to find the DC for the next. Oh, wait, I have it right here. 16. There we go. And now I need to bump up the Arcana. Let's go. Alright. That's what I'm doing.
All right.
I now have a Barn Owl
Then
familiar.
nice little glowy fellow. Well, it doesn't have to be glowy. I always imagine it's glowy. Is it glowy? Or
I
is
mean,
it just owl?
it's a celestial, because it is
Yeah.
a considered either celestial, fey, or fiend, and mine's gonna be a celestial Barn Owl.
Hmm. Um, then to Lance, who chose to stick around to ask a few more questions to the bishop.
Yeah,
Um,
so the first question he'll ask is as you know, my division kind of I guess I don't know, is fell apart the right word? Fell to the wayside. I'm
Smaller research divisions, they do have a tendency to become more individualistic, yes.
Is there another research division that you can transfer me to so I'm not just like not getting credit for my work for the Vatican?
Well, we want you to know that we truly do appreciate all the work you do. Now, and there's still credit to your name. Every deed you've done is still considerable. Um, now you, in the eyes of working with other members of our rank, um, that would be a very time-consuming task. I hope you understand. Um, for another research division, uh, we he's not a proper research division, but as I said, um, Nock almost became a cleric instead of a paladin, as he was similarly just as research heavy as you are. So despite his unit not being as research focused, he will have a similar mindset to you. Um, you will have to spend a little bit more time working with them than your current compatriots, and where he goes, you have to go. Um, we also have a few others that are farther out research wise. They're not really local, and then one or two who have focused more on sage research, um, and they're located here in the Vatican. So you'd have to be here for quite a fair bit of time.
Cuz I'm just thinking because I'm my goal is to be a bishop one day, if that's even possible. And I feel like I can't do that because my division doesn't really exist anymore.
Well, tell me, how old are you?
God. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I decided that. Oh fuck.
You could give an age range.
26.
26. Aren't you technically an elf?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's way too young for an elf. I feel like.
For
I
an elf,
don't
that's like
know.
almost
I
a new
don't know
birth.
elf ages.
Like multiply whatever age by like 5.
Because
So I'm gonna say like
I know the dwarf's adult age is around 50. Elves is around 100 apparently.
so
Yeah.
I would say I'm between 200 to 230, give or take.
All right. Um, well, I hope you understand most people of similar lineage to yours live quite a long time, and you are still on the young side, despite doing quite good deeds. Bishop is where many die. You have plenty of opportunities down the road to join more specialized orders, I mean divisions, if you'd like. Um, normally, I'd recommend not doing that while you're in the middle of a current quest, but if it is truly something of your interest, training with other knights is not a bad idea if it is your true desire.
I'm just trying to get more experience and like to find other ways to help the church since my unit is kind of me and only me at the moment.
I
And
will.
I don't know if it'll be easy to get my compatriots here to take an oath or become a member or whatever.
I don't know for certain, but I'd check with your mechanical friend. He seems to have an affinity to him. I don't know if he'd agree, but he definitely could have the conviction. And it wouldn't be enough to consider you a high knight of a division with just the two of you, but it would be certain experiences that down the road would make it not a very hard conversion.
I could try talking to him, but I don't know what I'd say because I don't want to force. Uh, I'm not. I don't know. I've never had to convert someone before.
Well, there's two main approaches. The casual and honest approach. Just ask if they're interested. Um, if they say no and they seem heartfelt in it, then it's not an issue. Perhaps down the road, a couple of years from now, you'll be fully set up with a different group. Or your group will expand to contain others who fit that ideal. Um, but if they say yes, you have an opportunity to share some of your ideas with others in a way that very few get to experience. Um, Normally, I wouldn't recommend additional persuasion, not at a time like this. Um, but there's, in a more traditional setting, when not mid-quest, you could always show somebody the active life of the church. Um, Try to bring them perhaps to a higher level of the city if you um, manage to get them temporary authority and things like that. It would take some work, but um, you have options. And I want to reiterate, you don't have to rush this. You are plenty young with plenty of time left on your plate. Um, I'm guessing if this goes as planned, um, within only a few years' time, you'll probably have your own division, perhaps even be looking towards a brotherhood.
I want my own division. It's just it, I don't think I can find people for it. Because I want to revive my division. It's just I don't know if I can. I'm just one person. I'm just a paladin. I'm not a high knight or a bishop or a brother. I'm just a paladin.
Nothing's wrong with being a paladin, even high knights and some bishops and uh, brothers, they are paladins just the same. They just have a bigger title and a few more paperwork responsibilities. Um, I see high knighthood is likely in your future, just maybe not right away. Um, I would not doubt that someday you may even surpass being a bishop if this is truly how much you focus on it. Um, there aren't many of them, but the high marshals and the like are not rare either. Um, Currently, there's 20 of them now. Um, so to in the future join their ranks, I see it. It's not unlikely.
So I guess my first step is to try to rebuild my division.
it would not be a bad place to start. And as I said, I could institute you, or more specifically, talk to Brother Baikin, who would institute you with a different group, but it would pull you away from your current quest, which usually can be quite complicated. Normally, I'd recommend waiting this one out, completing your current deeds.
I guess I'll try to. I don't know, just because, like, everyone else, like, really thinks that, like, we can do something in Sal, and I don't know if we can. Like, I don't want
What
to.
is your true concern? Do you feel underprepared, underinformed? Do you not feel that you yourself can do it?
Underprepared, under under magicked. I'm wary of us going back there and all of us being affected and can't, like, get help if any one of us are infected, let alone all of us. I don't feel like we have, like I feel like we need, like, I feel like it shouldn't be us. Like, I just don't I I just don't want anything to happen to any of us by us going back there.
Hopefully, the resources can be fixed, and we'll be able to help with some of the magics. But it is not wrong to be afraid. In dangerous scenarios like this, to not be afraid is what most would call stupidity. What's truly powerful in most paladins, most knights, is pushing past that fear, finding true bravery. And to some degree, honesty. Make sure you're there with your party. If they're looking for more resources, make sure you help them look for more resources. If you feel underdeveloped, let them know. They should be able to help, and in the end, we should be able to do our best part to provide you the resources for a dangerous quest like this.
I also just feel like I'm lost. Like, I thought with this group of people or within the church, I'd find myself and be no longer a wandering soul. But I feel like nothing's changed yet. And I didn't expect it right away, but I just thought that at least I'd start feeling some sort of nudge in the right direction, and I haven't yet.
Well, that's always a complicated scenario to be in. I think you do recognize to some extent change does take time. Um, Even when we feel that it's been a while, usually it's only been a second in the eye of the universe, if that. Um, to truly feel change could be a lot longer, especially for people with lives as long as yours. But there is always options for growth. If you feel trapped, try to find your options. Try to find what makes you not feel trapped. Um, if there is an activity with the party or a specific duty that you perform that truly Gives you a little bit of light in that dark tunnel. Focus on it. Focus on it.
You know, I did just have an idea. Has
Go ahead.
anyone ever are there hymns written for Thalor?
A few small collection, mostly marching songs.
Hmm. I have an idea.
Go ahead.
I don't know who I'd need to ask to get approval for this. Would I have to ask your boss? Would you be able to give me the approval to write a hymn for Thalor that's not just a marching song?
Well, music is a public service, and it's mostly under the eyes of Musa, but if you'd like a more formal song to be submitted somewhere, um, it could also always be recorded in the library. Normally, that information would start with some form of cleric taking up the chains through a brother or sister to a bishop, and then the high sage would do the formal archiving. Um, but the power of music usually comes in how it's shared, not paperwork. Um, Oftenly, the high sage will assign many of those information just because it is such powerful music on their own. Um, I could always recommend you to a cleric if you do have a song that you believe is worthy of the archives. But usually it's a lot more powerful when it gains its worth on its own.
So I don't need like Thalor's approval or Musa's approval or the highest ranking member of the Vatican's approval.
Mm, Not necessarily. Music is generally free. Um,
Hmm. Weird. I would have thought I would have needed approval to. Huh.
like it's the difference via formal archives and um, public music. Anyone can sing a hymn. Um, but if you want it recorded to texts, important sacred places, then it does need to make it through the chains.
Hmm. That might be my avenue to get me unstuck. I'm gonna go try to rebuild my unit, my division, and I think I know how I might recruit people. Aha! I got it! And I rush out of the bishop's office.
Um, he gives you catch just a little bit of a smile as you dash out, but he stands up while you try to leave, but you're gone by the time he's formally left his seat.
And I just go find the others.
As we've gone over, they've all been assigned rooms. They're all doing small activities.
Mm-hmm. I specifically go to find Sterling.
Um, Last you spotted, he was in the training grounds doing some practice.
Can I go see if he's still there?
Yep. How exactly is Sterling practicing in particular right now? This is a question to Aiden.
Okay. I don't know. I guess he'd just be doing. Hold on, is this connected?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. My mic sometimes cuts out, so I don't know. I don't know how my character would be working out.
Got some standard combat practice against the dummy. Pretty good form and work general. That's where you come across Lance as you see Sterling doing that.
Hey Sterling.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. Quick question for you.
Yes,
You're a paladin like me, right?
I am.
Who's your god, or do you have one?
I don't. Unless you consider myself a god.
Yourself? What do you mean?
Instead of taking an oath to God, I took an oath to glory.
Have you ever thought about taking an oath to a god, or not really your thing?
I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to it being something greater than myself, but at the same time,
Would it help you if you learned more about the different gods?
yeah, I guess that would help.
Um,
How
well,
about we start with the one that you worship?
okay, sure. Well, God, this will show how much me as Ash remembers everything I got told about Thaylor. Oh God, okay.
I can send you a reference link if you want to do some quick review of
Yeah, because Lance does know, and Lance will say like everything that like he thinks Sterling would find neat and interesting. Uh, how Thaylor is like god of paladins, like us, and God, what else? Oh boy. He basically just tells like a bunch of stuff. Out of character, this is not going well. In character, Lance is telling you like a bunch of thank you. God.
that's not perfect because it's just kind of the old lore doc, so you'd have to parse through it. But I can throw out a quick review verbally too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thalor is the patron god of hope, war, courage. Um, he tends to simplify somebody's willpower end of day. His major symbols include a muscular arm, a large hammer. Um, he is the only one to have. Uh, he's the only one to have a complete paladin order devoted to him. But theoretically, the entire order is devoted to the whole pantheon, but he's just the patron god of the paladins, so they follow him more especially. Um, he was one of the saviors during the early creation of the universe, who helped fight off some of the early demons. Um, his people, the Thalorians, or the clerics and paladins of Thalor, are in charge of the Vatican. The general structure is him and the rest of the gods. Then the ascendants, which there's two ascendants, ascendant me and ascendant Mycral, who are respectively a paladin and then a cleric, who are at this point demigods. Um, they kind of run everything on the physical world, as the gods don't have a lot of hands-on approach to many things. Most of their actions are done through paladins and clerics. Um, then there's the high marshals, high sages. The marshals are basically your generals. The sages are basically your most intelligent, most informed individuals. There's about 20 of each of them. Bishops kind of, there can be bishop knights and bishop clerics. They kind of, as duos, will lead regions of space. And then there's brothers and sisters who lead divisions, with the knights and clerics, or paladins and clerics, as the standards soldiers. High knights are just kind of that captain, like on a soccer team or something. You're the soccer captain. You're in charge of everybody, reporting to the coach, sort of.
Wow, that was a lot
Probably a
of
few.
information.
Yeah, there's probably a few things there that have been missed, but
Gonna be honest, most of that out of character, most of that kind of went in one ear out the other. But I did catch one thing, and that was hope. And in character, Mike, I'm willing to put my faith in something that I can have hope in. I'm willing to put my faith in that.
Well, that's one of the things that Thalor stands for, is hope. I'm not I'm not saying like sign up today, but if you ever, want to, here's a good place to ask lots of questions, because we're around a bunch of people like me who worship Thalor.
Maybe I will ask a bunch of questions, but I I've got more questions, more pressing questions to ask a certain someone in Sal.
Well, after this is all done,
After this
I
is done,
mean,
certainly.
yeah.
I just need to have these questions answered. I need to have them answered.
We will. We just need to gear up and train up, which you seem to already be doing.
Well, is that all you had to ask?
I'm just worried about going back to Sal.
To be honest, I am worried about it too. But I won't
Then
be
why
able
are
to
you
rest.
so gung-ho about going back there then?
I won't. Even though I literally figure speech, I can't rest until I know. I
Mm-hmm.
have to know why.
Mm-hmm. Well, fair enough, I guess. I'm gonna... I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess go see how I can prepare. I'm not entirely sure what to prepare for, if I'm being honest with you.
I don't know. I guess prepare your mind.
Yeah,
Do a crossword or something.
crossword, meditate, maybe. Meditate's not a bad idea, actually. And I go just walk off and find a quiet place for Lance to meditate. And that's that.
So the night is coming to a bit of an end, as it's starting to get quite late. Does everybody go to bed and just wake up? Or do they have a few more things they want to do? This is open.
I'll go to bed.
I don't think I have time to do anything else.
Yeah, same.
I would love to sell spell slots and bardic, but I don't think I can do that. So,
Especially considering this is the Vatican. Yeah, no, I doubt it.
well, no, there's a lot of people here. Surely they would accept
mean,
it,
I could
but
potentially
there's just no
do-
time in the day.
Yeah,
Like, would be a little bit more specialized because they are all spellcasters to some degree.
but can any of them cast continual flame?
I know that's a question.
And bards are always useful. I mean, I suppose like selling a bardic is not that hard. You can sell it to anyone. It's always useful.
Well, then it sounds like everyone goes to sleep, and
Mhm.
upon awaking, there is slightly off in the distance, a ring of a bell, ding, 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 as the sun has just risen. It wakes most people up. It is likely a roll call or a uh, breakfast bell, essentially. In the next 5 minutes, it's probably a good idea for the party to talk, figure out what the plans are. If that magic item list is done, I'd love to get it, but if not, other players should probably add to it. We
I
do only
can't
have a
really
few.
think of anything. So I
Just
assume the plan was to gear up and then head to Saul, right?
Yeah, that is the plan. I have a short list. A lot of them are not technically permanent items because a lot of them are potions because I have limited attunement slots. But also, there's no way for a bard to cast counterspell unless you're level 10.
and there is
There's
literally
no way. You can't.
There was literally no way for me to cast counterspell until like
No, I think you can.
what level is
Hold on. Oh no, you can't because you're an artificer.
what level
Okay,
is
the reason
actually
why I
what level
cannot
is
cast
counterspell?
counterspell is because it's not on my spell list. If it's on my spell
Ah.
list, I can cast it. But it's not on my spell list, which means even if I got a scroll of counterspell, I cannot use it.
I would also have to wait until pretty much 10th level.
What classes even get counterspell anyway?
Wizard, sorcerer, warlock.
Artificer gets it too.
Ah, okay.
I think, don't they? Or
Is
no?
it? We don't.
I thought I saw it on my artificer list, but
Do artificers even get level 3 spells?
yes,
I think they do, right?
at most
They
get up
5.
to level 5. Oh no, you don't. I thought I saw it on my list. Maybe I was looking at one of the subclasses. Maybe they get it. I don't know.
I do want a Pipes of Haunting though, because those don't require attunement. And I was thinking of maybe the Rod of Absorption as the best thing that is not counterspell. That is a what? A very rare
Of
item.
course,
And then
yeah.
I have a lot of maybe consumables. There's my short list that I'm not fully confident on. But the first one for sure. Second one would be nice, and then the rest are like maybes.
Oh, I was thinking of the
They're
spell
all just
magic.
potions. Oh wait, there's also the scaled ornament. I guess we can add that on there. And technically, only one of us really needs it, because, it'd be nice if everyone has it, but it does help everyone else because it gives them advantage on saves against frightened and charmed.
My little extra addition.
For the materials, is it just generically materials, or do you have ones in mind?
uh,
Specifically, items you want to craft. Actually,
Oh, you know how we have worm parts? What main parts do we have that's lacking the sub parts to craft?
We just need holy water, I think.
yeah, for
Okay, but
that,
that's a sub part. I'm asking what main parts have we collected that we can use to craft, like such
nine,
as worm parts, but we're missing the sub
nine.
parts like holy water to craft.
We have 9 small parts and 9 medium parts. I don't remember how exactly those got turned into health potions. I think it was like a 1-to-1
It's because
thing.
right, but that's because they're worm parts.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we? So my question is, did we carve any other creatures or obtain it from other, I don't know, treasure
I
chests
mean,
or
we found
whatever?
it. We have that
That
alchemy pouch. I don't remember if we ever decided if it was ever decided what's in it. That I
I think I
found in
said
the
a
wizard.
few things were in it,
Yeah,
but
I
I
just
don't know
don't.
if they were recorded.
Yeah.
I think there was Ive Newt in there, and 2 other things.
And I know we
I
got that.
remember
Didn't we get that glow moss as well?
Gloma.
right, yeah.
So maybe Black Ash was used for something?
Yeah, I believe we got the black ash.
Uh, I was thinking like materials to be able to potentially even just make certain items to help us resist the either spells or resist the charm effects or whatever. Or even just materials that give the others better armor that I can use to craft better armor for them.
Mm-hmm.
Or even potentially a better weapon. That type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Um, since we lost Ash to her time,
Mm-hmm.
and
It is pretty
I
much
have to
time.
go in less than 10 minutes.
Mhm.
I think as the morning comes, it's a good time to close out the session. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before we go, essentially?
I
I think
is
that's
my
fine.
fine familiar still around? It is an it is pretty much like Sterling Steed, so I wasn't sure if it would vanish when I lose access to the spell. Would it or no?
I think, is it not limited? I thought it was 8 hours or something.
It is 8 hours, but I'm pretty sure you sleep for about 8 hours. And I casted the spell an hour, and then I did a downtime for about 3 hours, 4 hours, and then went to sleep. So by the time I wake up, 8 hours would have passed since I had gotten the Find Familiar spell from the all-purpose tool. But because of Find Familiar being a instantaneous effect, kind of like the Find Steed or the Continual Flame, it doesn't go away. Like it has no uh, thing about it
So yeah, I
vanishing
remember
other than when it drops to 0 HP.
Yeah, I remember something about 8 hours, but I don't see it on the spell description. So I
No.
think you are correct. It will last just like the steed until it
Yes.
dies or dispelled.
So Fiona has a barn owl.
Permanent little owl buddy.
Pierre has a what?
Find familiar barn owl.
Oh, bar now. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I was looking
Up
for.
until it gets exploded, you choose not to have it anymore, or you make a new one.
Mm-hmm. Well, even then, if I try and make a new one, it just changes the form of the familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wasn't sure what to choose, and I'm like, owl seems like it'd be a pretty decent one. It gets dark vision. It has, I'm pretty sure it should have good perception, stealth, and yeah, and as well as that, it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of the enemy's reach. So I could even be standing far away from you guys and still cast Cure Wounds because I can cast spells through my familiar. So I could literally have my familiar fly over to Sterling, heal him, and then fly back over to me.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Delivering touch spells for free.
And it
One of my favorite things to do
specifically,
is give it Dragon's Breath.
but the owl, it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of an enemy's reach.
Well done. Anyone else? Anything last minute?
No,
Nah.
I think I'm good.
that was my
Unless
only
I
thing. Was
find more
just
magic items, then I don't know, I'll post in Discord or something.
Yeah. I'll check through those by Monday. I'll have probably confirmed